You're live.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay. So the theme for today's live was 1970s creature features. The options were Piranha, Willard, Phantom of the Paradise, The Manitou, and the Island of Dr. Moreau. And it was a very close race between Piranha and the Island of Dr. Moreau.
I voted for Piranha because I love that movie. I haven't watched it in a long while.
I would have voted for Phantom of the Paradise.
Also great.
That looked really interesting.
It is.
I suspect people thought the Island of Dr. Moreau was the one with Marlon Brando.
From 1996.
I also thought it was that one.
Even though the theme is 1970s.
Because I thought if you would have asked me when the Marlon Brando film is from, I would have said the 70s. I don't think I realized Marlon Brando was alive in the 90s.
He lived until the mid-2000s, I believe.
Even though I know he's in the video for Michael Jackson's Rock With You, which is the year 2000, I think.
He even got an Oscar nomination for Dry White Season in 88 or so.
But here we are with the Island of Dr. Moreau.
Which is the second of the three versions.
Because there's one from the 30s.
Yes, starring Charles Laughton, which is great. That's probably the best version out there, technically, although my favorite is the Frankenheimer.
And it's based on a book by
H.G. Wells from 1911.
Have you read it?
Yes.
Do you recall much from it?
Yeah, the films, much like with what cinema did with Frankenstein, really changed the text. Like the Catwoman, whose name, the Catwoman and the lead character all have different names, neither of which match the book, which is interesting. But I think in the original, she's Lota, and then in this is Maria, and Fairuza Balk is Aisa.
Well, this movie is about a shipwrecked survivor discovering a remote island owned by a crazed scientist who is carrying out sinister experiments on the island's inhabitants. So the shipwrecked survivor is named Andrew. He's played by
Michael York in this version. Yeah.
Who has a very interesting look.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was pretty handsome.
Well, you've seen Cabaret, where he's bisexual.
He's the one leading the cabaret?
No, that's Joel Grey. He's the MC. He's kind of the male lead, though, that has the pseudo-romance with Liza, with Sally Bowles.
I feel like I would have remembered him.
Oh, well, he has that lantern jaw on that, too.
I feel like he looks like half, like, what are those cute little monkeys?
Rhesus monkeys?
Maybe. He looks like half monkey to me. So it's appropriate that he was cast in this. Mm-hmm. And I think that, because, spoiler, he gets experimented on in the end. I feel like they didn't have to do much makeup on him.
Just a little light hair and an unibrow, yeah.
Anyway, Andrew's shipwrecked. When we meet him, it's a beautiful opening shot of this life raft in the middle of the ocean. There are three guys on it, including him.
I think just two in this version.
Oh, is it two?
Oh, wait, they're dumping a body, aren't they?
Yeah. So, but two of them one ends up dying and they dump the body. The other one makes it to shore with Andrew. Andrew carries him on, trying to help him. But we see that guy, I think his name is Charles or Charlie. He gets taken away. So clearly some of the creatures on the island took him. But we meet Dr. Moreau, the scientist who owns the island, played by Burt Lancaster. And yeah, he's experimenting on fools. He's creating creatures like half man, half bear, pig, chicken, cow, whatever.
And his helpmate, the go-between, Montgomery, is played by Nigel Davenport in this.
And there is a woman, Maria, who in this movie is, I don't remember ever watching this movie. I do remember the 90s version. I can't believe that Fairuza Balk is playing the same character as this lady. Fairuza Balk has a look on her, but
I think she's pretty and works as a Catwoman.
Sure, yes.
But Barbara Carrera, of course, is stunning.
Yep.
She did a Playboy shoot advertising this film. With people dressed up as the Humanimals. And this was, of course, before she was a Bond woman in Never Say Never, Fatima Blush, I believe. She's in another sci-fi movie around this time called Embryo, which I've seen once and is crazy, with Rock Hudson, where she's like a created being. And the only thing I recall is Rock Hudson about people telling her, "I need to teach you how to be a woman."
Okay.
Anyway, Maria.
So the bulk of the movie is Andrew trying to find out what's going on because he sees weird things, and Dr. Moreau tells him. Andrew's trying to stop it, but there's like an uprising of the creatures, which leads to Dr. Moreau's death. But before he dies, he experiments on Andrew, which causes him to change into more of a monkey-looking thing. And then the
primate,
and the creatures want him to be their leader, but he wants to escape. So he does. He escapes with Maria. So we see them. The end of the film is like the beginning. We see them in the middle of the ocean on this raft. But because in order to keep Andrew or these creatures looking the way they do, I guess they have to keep getting the injections. So because Andrew doesn't have them,
they both revert to their natural state.
They revert back. So then we see Maria look kind of like a cat, which just amounts to like some contact lenses. The end. What did you think of this movie?
I think it's dull. I've seen it once before, 15 years ago. I still remember the place where I bought the DVD copy I own. And it just feels very matter of fact and straightforward. It's directed by Don Taylor, who's not the most exciting director to me. You have seen another film of his. He did The Omen 2 right after this with Lee Grant and William Holden. But yeah, it just feels very matter of fact. There's no kind of tone or anxiety or tension as compared to I put on the 96 version again last night and watched most of that. And, despite the many flaws and the fascinating backstory behind the making of that film, you have Marlon Brando serving, as you said, and that goes a long way towards making the 96 version very interesting. And Burt Lancaster is just kind of dull in this.
Yeah. If it weren't for Andrew being he's a full-on drama queen.
Oh, yeah.
If it weren't for him running around hollering, it would really just be very matter of fact. Like, yep, I'm experimenting on these people. They just do what I want them to do.
Well, it's clear that something very strange is happening there. And Andrew is right away, what are these? What's happening? Demanding answers.
Immediately he's like, what kind of creatures are on, like, what kind of animals are on the island? He's like obsessed with that, which I think is so weird. Like, you were just like set adrift for 11 days and 11 nights, probably severely dehydrated and all the things. And it just, the way it's constructed, it seems like immediately his number one concern is what kind of animals are on the island.
You need to read the room and understand that you just survived a shipwreck and you need to keep surviving until you can get out of there. I don't know.
Because the guy the other character who's like there to hunt, like, the one who's not Burt Lancaster.
Nigel Davenport from Chariots of Fire.
Andrew keeps asking him, like, what's going on? And that guy keeps saying, you need to talk to Dr. Moreau. Like, don't ask me, ask him. So finally, Dr. Moreau is like trying to explain to him about his science and his background. And that's only because Andrew's snooping around his office.
And he's like, yeah, and it's still, Andrew persists and nagging with questions. It's like, he's already given you a speech about what DNA is. Let's get a clue.
Then Dr. Moreau shows Andrew, like, he has these jars filled with different fetuses. And he's saying, like, all of these fetuses
are mine.
From different species. They all look the same up to a point. And he says, can we change that destiny? And then Andrew goes, should we? And the way Dr. Moreau looks at him up and down, I would have been like, I'm just going to let you do what you do, and I'm going to wait for this boat to come.
Right, in 2 years.
But then we find out much later that boat that's supposed to be coming comes like once every 2 years. So Dr. Moreau tells Andrew, you better get with the program or it's going to be a long 2 years. And he's still like, nope, I need to stop this. How, girl?
I don't know.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. And then you got Richard Basehart as Sayer of the Law. Well, I thought the makeup was pretty good on Richard.
Oh, I don't recall him.
The Sayer of the Law.
Oh, the one who's in the cave.
That's kind of keeping everybody that's reading the manifesto over and over again about all the rules.
Yeah, and then Maling.
Maling.
So in the 90s version, so Dr. Moreau is Marlon Brando. Andrew's played by, in the 90s version.
He's not named Andrew. He's named something different in each version. David Thewlis is that character.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Who I also think's a nice looking man. And then
Val Kilmer is a nice looking man.
And then Val Kilmer plays the
Montgomery,
the sheriff, I guess, of the island.
And has a lot more. Well, you can see Val Kilmer is kind of competing for attention in that movie as well.
Just going through my notes. Maria has a cat that I thought was really cool. Is that like one of those caracals or?
I thought that was more like something wilder, like an ocelot or something.
Oh, probably that. But it was cute. There's a point where Maling like changes because I'm assuming he tried to get away and didn't get his injection, so he looks a little more severe than normal. And I thought when his face changes, he looks like Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, sure. That actor is apparently was a childhood friend of Burt Lancaster's, because Burt was a trapeze artist back in the day. And there's actually a movie called, I think it's called Trapeze, with starring him and Tony Curtis and Gina Lollobrigida as the woman that comes between them. I think that's Carol Reed directed that. But that's an interest. If you like Burt, I think Burt's a really good actor, but not.
I liked him in this. He just is like very. Like, yeah, this is what I'm up to.
You know, notably, you know, Frankenheimer, who directed the 96 version, he came on board to direct, because Burt Lancaster had a lot of power in his heyday. And there was a movie called The Train, which George Clooney's The Monuments Men owes a lot to. But I think Arthur Penn started to direct it, and Burt Lancaster had him fired and brought on board Frankenheimer to do it. And he said something really disparaging, but something like, Frankenheimer's a whore, but he'll do what I tell him.
Oh.
So Burt could be a dink.
Once again, I have to emphasize what a drama queen Andrew is. Just running around this island like, what's this? What's that?
Like Jack Skeleton.
Answers. Yeah. Sit down somewhere, please. All I kept thinking is, throughout humanity, like especially with modern science, like maybe like back to like World War I, people have tried experimenting in this way, which is really creepy.
Well, this is a very Frankenstein-ish ethical dilemma story, and kind of one that I prefer. Like, I love all the versions of this. There's actually a recent publication called The Daughter of Dr. Moreau, a novel that I want to read. And I think somebody about a decade ago had bought the rights to remake it. And I think this would be really interesting if we saw a woman play like somebody like a Charlotte Rampling be the Dr. Moreau character.
In the book, does it explain like how he got supplies there, and like was there all, I'm assuming he colonized that island, like that big ass house, like did he build it?
I don't think Wells went into significant detail from what I read this 6 or 7 years ago now, but a lot of the science behind it felt vague.
If someone decides to remake this, I feel like that would be an interesting angle, is like up to when the shipwreck survivor shows up.
In the 96 version, which I just rewatched over half of, there's a plane, the remnants of a crashed plane. And I think that film is suggesting that a lot of these humans he got to experiment on maybe came from that.
I guess this is technically like a sci-fi horror film. I didn't find it particularly scary or creepy. There's only one scene that was a little creepy to me. And that's when, again, Andrew snooping around goes into Dr. Moreau's lab, and he sees a body like on an examination bed, and it looks like maybe a gorilla hand or something, and Andrew's touching it, and then the hand kind of like grabs his finger. Mm-hmm. I thought that was creepy. That's it.
Yeah, again, I think there's no real tone to this film.
Speaking of who's the actor who played Andrew?
Michael York.
Michael York looks a little primate-ish. I thought it was funny when he goes into the cave with all those other creatures, and they were acting so confused. I was laughing inside thinking they probably look confused because he kind of looks like them. Again, I think he's a handsome man, but he has a very distinct look.
He does.
Okay, so then these creatures have laws, and the laws are they can't walk on all fours. They're not supposed to eat human flesh, and they're not supposed to kill. I also think if this movie were remade, it'd be interesting to do it from the perspective of the creatures on the island. We spent too much time with this Andrew. I don't remember the 96 or 7 version, whatever, but in this one, yeah. There were a lot more interesting things going on the island
than him.
Than Andrew running around.
Yeah, I agree.
So you were telling me because the punishment for breaking one of the laws is they're told they have to go back to the House of Pain, so they get tortured. And there's a musical group called House of Pain. Mm-hmm. And you were saying
that was a reference to Dr. Moreau.
So their name came from that.
And there's a song by Oingo Boingo that's apparently No Spill Blood, I think is the name of that song, which is also a direct reference to this.
You know, Andrew, Maria is stunning. So I feel like she would be hard to resist. And she is, because Andrew decides to be physical with her, which I thought was such a poor idea. Like, dude, this is the last thing you should be doing. But of course, now he's sprung on her. And he tells her he wants to bring her back home. And she goes, what will I do in England? And then she goes, ha ha.
Yeah.
That poor lady didn't have much to do.
She didn't. She just looks good. You saw her recently in Wicked Stepmother as well.
Oh, that's right. Oh, the one where Betty Davis
left
just
set.
up and left set. So they had to cast her to play that role. Montgomery, he pulls a gun on Dr. Moreau, and Dr. Moreau shoots him so fast.
Yeah, Montgomery is very... Nigel Davenport really doesn't have any kind of screen presence in this.
No.
Which is interesting. But
the creatures turn on Dr. Moreau ultimately because he breaks one of the laws, because he kills another man, which I thought was interesting. You said something funny. You said it makes you wonder what Tyler Perry is doing on his island.
Yeah, doesn't it make you wonder what's going on over there?
I could probably guess what's going
on. Just like Jada and Will had a secret sex room built.
Then the creatures are screaming, no more law. Anarchy.
Rebellion.
Oh my God. When they're like being all crazy, no more law. There are real big cats in this movie.
The real animals are impressive to see, yeah.
Yeah, and they are manhandling those cats. Like, we see them jumping on people. It felt like that movie with
Roar.
With Melanie Griffith.
And Tippi Hedren.
Yeah, which I could rewatch.
Well, Roar is just insane that happened.
As Andrew and Maria are trying to leave the island on the boat, one of the creatures attacks them. And I thought it was funny because that creature, we get a scene where he's trying to bite. The creature's trying to bite Andrew, and he's not very good at biting.
No.
Because he's on him and he's doing everything but biting him. Like, his mouth is just kind of open. That was not very well done. And then, of course, Dr. Moreau's like mansion and lab and everything gets set on fire. Yeah, I watched it. I don't think I need to ever watch it again.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jerry Fisher, who is the cinematographer, and I think it looks good, who shot a ton of really good several Joseph Losey films, including The Go-Between and Mr. Klein, that are excellent. But yeah,
what would you give this movie?
2.5.
I would give it 3 out of 5. I think if you haven't seen the 90s version and you watch this, I mean, it's good. It's fine enough.
Well, and watching the 90s version and the 30s version is great. Charles Lawton is Dr. Moreau, who is also serving. And that's a much shorter version. That's not a Criterion release. But if you watch the 90s version, of course, I would suggest doing a double feature with I think it's the 2014 documentary about the making of that and the firing of Richard Stanley, and just kind of the insanity on set before and after that event enhances the experience.
I can go through the comments. Thank you, BMCK. You also prefer the 1930s version. But I'm assuming that the effects in that, or like the practical effects, are limited.
I think they still look pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's watching us from work. Don't get in trouble. Oh, someone read the book before watching the movie and they were disappointed.
Yeah, the book is very of its time. You know, and you have to remember H.G. Wells, though, wrote a lot of books that are templates that we tell over and over again, like The Invisible Man and War of the Worlds. He has a really interesting little weird book called The Croquet Player that I like. But yeah, he's of his period. He's much like Jules Verne, though, way ahead in conceptualizations.
Someone said we picked the wrong movie again. Yeah. I don't remember Piranha, though. You say it's fun.
Oh, it's fun. Oh, yeah. Barbara Steele, Paul Bartel. Yeah. Joe Dante film. It clearly a Jaws ripoff, but yeah. You'd like to remake the Alexander Aja 3D movie.
Oh yes. Someone's from Biloxi, Mississippi. I've been to Biloxi.
There's a movie called Biloxi Blues.
I used to live in Mobile, and I would have to go to New Orleans a lot. So I was carting around Gulfport for a while. This was 20 plus years ago. I thought Catwoman's name was Selena Kyle. Oh.
Yeah, Logan's Run is very cheesy, but that's York and Jenny Agutter and Farrah Fawcett, I believe.
I was reading that Michael York has a kind of rare condition that affects, in his case, like his eyes. So he looks like he has black eyes all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh. I mean, I haven't seen him in anything since like Austin Powers, I think. But
he was in Austin Powers, the first one?
Isn't he in all of them? That character, I forget his name, but
was Michael York Tybalt in Romeo and Juliet?
I haven't seen that Zeffirelli version since I had to watch it in 9th grade after we read the play and everybody got excited about the nudity. Isn't it Olivia Hussey?
Oh. Someone said he really didn't look that different after the transformation.
It's just hair. They gave him the Tommy Lee Jones do-over. Yeah.
Yes, we're on the West Coast.
Favorite H.G. Wells. I just watched The Invisible Man, the James Whale version, for the first time, and I have to say Claude Rains is so delightfully bitchy and entertaining in that. Yeah, I don't know.
Have I seen the 50s version of War of the Worlds? Because I know I've seen the Tom Cruise one.
You haven't. We own it because Criterion has released it. It's all right. Yeah, the Spielberg version with Dakota Fanning and Tom Cruise.
Oh, someone has one of these shirts in pink.
Oh,
I like this shirt.
Yeah, it's cute.
I like your face because this really does look like you. You don't agree?
Oh yeah.
You approved it.
I did. Oh, that's his name, Basil Exposition.
The irony of Rock Hudson teaching someone to be a woman. Oh, I know that movie.
Yeah, well, you watched it with me. We had it on a VH copy when you first moved in with me.
Oh my God, BMCK said, as I age, I'm looking more like a shaved orangutan. I love the word orangutan.
Venus extravaganza. Touch the skin.
Yeah, it is dull.
The stunts with the animals I think I read somebody got bit, but they were wearing a fiberglass helmet.
Oh.
And it does seem unnecessary. Like,
yes. Oh, does this version have the little person that dresses like the doctor?
Oh, no. There were a lot more liberties taken in the 96 version, yeah.
Have either of you seen Shelter and Solitude with
Shaban? No, I have not. Shaban, if you look up a picture of that woman, you recognize her.
Let me see.
From Men in Black,
Shaban.
the Funny Games remake. She's in a ton of stuff. She's usually comedic, but.
Shaban Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, you've seen her in many things.
I recognize her face.
Mm-hmm.
The Island of Actor Brando might have been a good movie.
Well, he just, after the 70s kind of just refused to be directed. There's all those famous stories about that other, poor Arthur Penn, the movie The Missouri Breaks, where Jack Nicholson and Marlon were competing. And Marlon just decided that I'm going to wear a woman's dress today in this scene. So there's just this scene randomly where he's dressed up as a woman in this movie.
Now I want to rewatch it.
Oh, he's good. And then, of course, he belittled the hell out of Frank Oz on the set of The Score. So as much as I like Brando, he sounds like a effing nightmare.
Yeah, when the doctor told Andrew it would be 2 years until the boat comes, which I wasn't surprised. Like, what? Because he says they're 1,000 miles away from, or Montgomery says they're 1,000 miles away from land. So it's like, yeah, boats aren't coming weekly. Like, it's going to be a while. I can't decide what's wilder, that embryo collection or Maling's hair. Well, the embryo collection, my first thought was like, where did the human embryo come from?
One of the best bits in the 96 version is where Maling is reading a piece of poetry or something at the dinner table, and Brando goes, "Oh, Maling, that was wonderful."
You say that a lot, just randomly. Oh, Maling. Oh, someone loves us. Ding.
Merci beaucoup. Oh, From Beyond, Stuart Gordon. I think that might be my favorite Stuart Gordon, which you've never seen, with the great Barbara Crampton. But Food of the Gods, that's an H.G. Wells adaptation. I want to say Ida Lupino is in that. I haven't seen it in years.
I watched Mars Attacks yesterday. It was not as good as I remembered. Maybe it's the bad CG. I don't remember it. You made me watch it, I think.
I did. It's fun, but it feels like what it's trying to emulate, like bad 50s sci-fi movies, but yeah, it's cheesy.
Hi, New Zealand. That's such a long flight. Mm-hmm. Whenever I think of Australia and New Zealand,
I think of Nicole Kidman.
Oh.
And how she flies back and forth a lot.
Yeah, but she's flying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She has her own cabin. Or like those Emirates flights where you have like your own suite.
She has her own Keith.
Keith
Urban. She has her own Keith. That was a bad joke.
Yeah. I was trying to get there. Barbara Carrera was in Never Say Never Again. Yeah. Oh, the backstory of the producer.
No, I don't know. I've actually never seen Never Say Never Again.
Oh, I feel bad for any seriously hairy men that watch this movie.
I don't know. Hair in the 70s, though. That Burt Reynolds Playboy spread. Was it Playgirl, wherever he took. It's Cosmo. Who took that? Who took that photo? I don't remember.
Well, hair on the front, but then when it gets to the back, it's like, oh. Because some guys, like the hair on their head, it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. Ron Perlman was the Sayer of the Laws in the 90s version.
Sure.
I did not remember that.
And he's blind in that one, yeah.
I love Joseph's storytelling method. When he does the low, then it draws me in closer. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad someone likes it.
Well, I do too. I'm still here. I mean,
you have no choice.
I do, actually. We all have free will.
I heard that Val Kilmer did not enjoy filming with Brando. That wouldn't surprise me.
No, I could rewatch that documentary too. But
okay, that was the question I had. What is his science supposed to help with? Like, because he says it could help with disease.
Well, that's just something that assholes say.
Yeah, crazy mad scientist. But it just felt so like, yeah, like what?
Clearly, he just wants to butcher some things up and be Dr. Mengele with animals.
Which is why I feel like that. Again, in the book, does he seem more sinister or like a lunatic?
No, it just seems more like a man in control who wants to do whatever he wants.
I'm just going to go through my notes.
Yeah, this is Val Kilmer's prime.
Mm-hmm. The Saint?
Yeah, with Elizabeth Shue, which is
what's the story about Elizabeth Shue? Oh, that your sister was named after her?
No, she wasn't.
I know she wasn't, but you used to tell her she was.
I used to tell my sister that she was named after Elizabeth Shue in Cocktail. Her name's Jordan in that, and she would get so upset and had no idea what I was talking about, just mad. The Saint, I've been like you. No, I haven't seen The Saint since I rented it that year that it came out. That it's of course a recalibration of the old television series, but I remember it not being very good.
Oh,
of course he's very handsome in it.
Oh, I just lost I was trying.
The poster.
This is him?
With the jawline, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Burt Lancaster in The Swimmer.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a Frank Perry movie, right? Who did Mommy Dearest? I mean, his Oscar-winning role, Elmer Gantry, is pretty damn good. My first introduction to him, in The Killers, of course, where he plays the Swede. But my first introduction to him was I had a thing for Anna Magnani, and I watched The Rose Tattoo, and I think he's totally miscast in that. But Magnani's mwah.
Today I'm drinking 0 sugar root beer with Malibu rum, which I know alcohol has like carbs in it, but I didn't realize Malibu has so much sugar in it.
Well, yeah.
And my sister was like, when I told my sister, like, oh yeah, I just drink like diet soda with Malibu. And because we were talking about like low calorie drinks. Mm-hmm. She's like, dummy, there is so much sugar. That's why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
tastes just like candy.
Will Ferrell in Elf.
When Mary Steenburgen's like, "Do you like syrup?
Do you like syrup?"
It's like, "Is there sugar in it?"
Real Genius with Val.
I've never seen from the 80s. I don't think I've seen that. That's early Val.
You know, yeah, a female Dr. Moreau would be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, I don't want it to seem like Neil LaBute's The Wicker Man, where poor Ellen Burstyn gets to be part of the head of the matriarchy. But I think the right person could do wonders with that.
You know, I've read a lot of books, but many, you know, I've read all the classics. I don't remember them. The one book I do remember is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Mary Shelley's fascinating. That is a well-written book. And her mother's writing is fascinating too. Mary Wollstonecraft, Vindication on the Rights of Women.
7 Days in May.
That's great. Apocalyptic film where they're in Australia waiting for the nuclear radiation to hit. I think, isn't Gregory Peck in that as well? Oh no, or am I thinking? I don't think I've seen 7 Days in May.
Charlotte Rampling as a mad scientist. I'd live.
Well, if you've seen her in Dune.
There's a character with a pig snout in this one. He's very refined and handsome in Orient Express. Who?
Michael York.
Oh, Michael York.
Oh yeah, I think I brought up Mexican Gothic. I have the copy of The Daughter of Dr. Moreau. I just haven't read it yet.
I want a version where the animal people start an island softball league.
Where the winning team has to provide a sacrifice or a tribute.
Another movie that popped into my head would be The Relic.
I love The Relic. Yeah.
You watched that recently.
Yeah, over the pandemic, I made you watch it with Penelope Ann Miller and Tom Sizemore and Linda Hunt. I think Peter Hyams' film.
Someone's glad they caught the live. Thank you. I do enjoy these. Oh yeah, when Dr. Moreau said that he got Maria when she was 11. Or no, he didn't say that. He said he got her when she was a kid, but you could have bought her when she was 11 for whatever you want.
Like he saved her.
Like he saved her from that fate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, I love how you just know things. Yeah, you know a lot of things, except how to rinse out the sink.
It's rinsed out right now, so
Should I go check?
Do it.
You want me to embarrass you for all these people? Are you saying the sink is clean?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
It is.
I need a Nick in my life, speaking of. Oh. Wait, I need a Nick in my life. I don't have a personal cheerleader. Joseph, you are a lucky man. Oh my God. Are you new here? What? Do you think you're my cheerleader?
I guess. Actually, we were just having a conversation before this started, and I used
with whom?
With you.
And what did you say in that conversation?
I used that terminology.
You said cheerleader?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you did actually. I do remember that. Do you think the upcoming Saltburn movie will have homosexual moments?
I'm hoping.
What's Saltburn?
The new Emerald Fennell film.
What is that story about?
Boys' school and classism.
Who's Emerald Fennell?
She directed Promising Young Woman. She was also Pregnant Barbie.
Oh, she was. Oh, I don't remember Pregnant Barbie, actually.
Nobody does, I guess. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think I just RSVP'd us to a press screening that I sent you information on.
To email?
Mm-hmm, to email.
Oh. This is like an evil Dr. Dolittle.
I have been wanting to rewatch the Rex Harrison musical Dr. Dolittle for a long time. Because I used to love it when I was a kid, and I didn't realize till I was an adult that is considered one of the musicals that ended the musical craze in Hollywood.
Have you seen Barton Fink or The Visioneers?
I've seen Barton Fink years, and it's been years. We have it. It's odd and it's very interesting.
Oh, Michael York wasn't cast in the Harry Potter movies because he was considered too creepy.
Really?
Wow. Based on the previous kids movies he did. Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, lost my spot. Okay. Oh boy. Tyler Perry's making real life Medea clones.
Ooh,
The Island of Dr. Maria.
Medea.
Did I say Maria?
Medea. You said Maria.
Oh. I think Nick and Joseph are both really lucky. They are awesome in their own right. They seem to fill in what the other one needs, making literally the perfect combination. Why are you laughing?
I agree.
Oh. What are you drinking?
Sunkissed orange, 0 sugar.
And coffee.
And coffee, yes.
That's quite the...
Well, I want something that tastes good and something that keeps me up.
It's quite the fragrance.
When I'm up, then I'm up.
Combination. I find few horror films worthy of 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Only Ari Aster can.
Yeah, those creatures destroying Dr. Moreau's stuff, they'll never get changed back now.
Ooh, a Yorgos Lanthimos version of Dr. Moreau would be up my alley. I think if Del Toro got to do whatever he wanted to do, that would also be excellent. If the studios would keep their dirty, fat fingers away from messing with it. Their scalpels, I guess, would be more appropriate.
Someone likes our restaurant reviews. Whatever. We're trying a new restaurant today.
We are.
So there'll be something to talk about. We already recorded tomorrow's podcast, but we're recording next week's podcast tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're talking about restaurants in tomorrow's podcast too. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Brooklyn. Am I reading The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells or someone else? It's not me. Oh, I'm reading The Invisible Life by
Elin
Harris.
Still reading that. Mm-hmm. Well, it's been years. You started that on 2 cruises ago, because on the last one you forgot it.
Wow.
Anyhow.
Joseph, your hair looks amazing and cute. Thank you. Island of Lost Souls is the best, creepiest version. The most well-acted horror film from the 1930s. Wait, is that the 30s version of this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they just call it something different.
Yes, they did.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't know that, because when I look it up, I don't see.
Oh, God.
Michael York died?
Oh, I
thought I just looked that up and I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that.
What?
Poor Michael.
Oh.
Logan's Run. Oh, the Island is a remake of Logan's Run. The Island's terrible.
When did he die?
There's also this terrible movie with Robert Graves called Parts: The Clonus Horror, which is also very much in keeping with that.
Well, Wikipedia University says he's still alive.
Oh.
He's 81.
At the meeting I was at today, somebody had mentioned Lee Grant, and more than one person goes, Lee Grant's still alive? Yes.
Who's Lee Grant?
That I referenced her last time because I said she was pretty fly in the 60s and 70s.
Oh.
She's in The Omen too, actually.
Yes, Nick, it is Olivia Hussey. We watched it when I was in high school, and you did get to see her boob.
We did see her chest. That's really the only memory. I haven't watched that movie since, what year was that? 1999.
Oh, the Mandela effect. I swear York is dead. Oh, someone has this shirt too? Thank you. Happy Saturday. Would you two consider reviewing or doing a podcast on Rocky Horror Picture Show? I've always kind of wanted to go to a live audience version. I've been to a live audience version, and that was the first time I ever saw it.
Not if you've never seen it before, don't do it that way, because I brought him and the print was so bad because it was in black and it looked black and white. It had been so used, and then everybody's screaming all their little lines out. He had
throwing spoons and toilet paper.
That is an experience that I think.
How old was I back then?
That would have been in 2010. And then it took me years to get him to try to watch it again because he was like, nah,
son. Would I review it? Sure.
I like Tim Curry is pretty fantastic.
That's right. Michael York has amyloidosis, which apparently is pretty, like he underwent like serious treatments, like some sort of transplant or something so poor guy. I keep thinking Nick has a dangly earring because of the faucet.
Be very Mr. Clean.
Did you ever thought of getting your ear pierced? Did you ever think about getting your ear pierced?
No. Because as back when I was a child, there was all that coding about if
left, right,
that it's saying you're gay, and that terrified me.
I didn't need any help getting bullied. Also, my ears used to stick out like that, so that I would never have thought about accentuating them back then.
But yeah, I mean, that doesn't not appeal to me now. It's just
well, I don't like jewelry in general. I don't wear rings, watches. I've had many nice watches that I ultimately gave away because I don't. The only watch I still own is a watch you gave me when we first met, I think. And then, yeah, I don't. So I can't imagine enjoying an earring. I don't know why I'm talking about earring. Oh, because of the faucet. Someone else has this shirt. Thank you.
Yeah, the original prints for our channel, I did. That man gave me brown eyes, and it's looked like a little hedgehog, a little bald hedgehog.
Yeah, well, I was doing my best.
You didn't draw that.
I didn't. Well, we were fledgling and
fledgling.
Now I know we need to make sure you're happy with your image. I have good skin. Any tips? Well, bright light and an HD primer with powder. That helps to blur out things. I don't think my skin looks the same in real life, but yeah.
Your skin looks fine.
I do drink a lot of water. But I had pretty bad acne as a teenager. So my pores are pretty, yeah. I mean, it's not, some people have it worse, so I don't want to act like I was one of those teenagers, but I appreciate the compliment nonetheless. Good gay movie recommendations. We have a video about our favorite gay movies.
Yeah, it's a couple years
pretty old. I would look that up. I don't remember. Oh, we just saw a really good gay movie.
Oh, All of Us Strangers, new Andrew Haig.
But it doesn't come out until Christmas.
December 22nd.
Yeah.
Excellent, though.
I thought that was excellent. What's another recent gay movie you liked? Oh, I like that lesbian one with Blue Jean.
Oh, Blue Jean is good. Yeah. Naiad with Annette Bening, if we're talking lesbians.
If you want more lesbians, yeah.
Blue is the warmest color. I think that Lea Seydoux and Adele Exarchopoulos are just fantastic in that.
There was an interesting movie. I think it's about
Tangerine.
Oh, Tangerine. Well, yeah. Well, Tangerine's more like a trans story.
Yeah, but if we're talking about the whole acronym here.
No, what's the one with the little glittery bottom top or
blue
bottom, blue
bottom on it.
What was that movie?
Something. It's about blue in the title.
It's about this boy who is meeting people on a Grindr type app, and things get a little dangerous.
I liked it, but this stupid boy he keeps wearing this feathery blue vest top.
That's the worst part of the movie.
Blue sequin something.
Yeah, we gotta look that up. We have a review for it.
But it's you showed up in that. No.
Have you read any Japanese horror mangas?
I have not.
No. Ooh, a Twitter thread about Marlon's insane combative eating habits. Would we do a live where we watch a movie alongside the viewers and get live commentary? I don't know how to do that. I don't know what that license, like, what are the rules? I don't even know. I don't know what that would look like. So, like, do we have the laptop in front of us while the movies?
Or what about the How Did This Get Made people do it? Where they tour and do the...
They don't show the movie. That was...
Oh, they just show up and talk about
the Benson Interruptions.
Benson Interruptions,
which we used to go to all the time, and I enjoyed. But those people are funny.
They're well, and they're used to that.
And they're used to it. I don't like talking during the movie, so I feel like I would consider it. If someone wants to pay me to come to their house and watch a movie and just talk through it, I'll do that. But not for $20. And that's why my husband is Cary Grant. Was Cary Grant?
You mean Archibald Leach?
Archibald. What movie is that?
That's his real name.
Cary Grant's real name is Archibald Leach?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who apparently purportedly was also bisexual.
I don't even think I know what he looks like.
Yeah, Bringing a Baby.
I remember that movie, and I remember
so
Katharine Hepburn.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember him.
Mm-hmm. Excellent film.
Oh, he looks like a lot of people.
No, he's very distinct.
That could be Rock Hudson.
No, I mean
that could be Rock Hudson.
Similar but different. They're yeah. He's in this movie that I really like with Dietrich, the one where she's exposed to radiation. God damn, what was the title of that? Something Blonde.
Claude Rains might be one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, he's fun. Casablanca.
Did Marlon Brando do an interview wearing a robe with his giant swollen feet on display?
I mean,
I need to find that.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't remember Mars Attacks.
Really? Don't you remember the one journalist who's gender nonconforming that's asking about do the aliens have two sexes like we do?
Uh-oh.
You don't remember that?
Favorite gift
Blonde Venus is that's the one where Dietrich is singing Hot Voodoo in the gorilla outfit.
I remember her singing in a gorilla
that
outfit.
Armand White got so upset that had very pointed things to say. Yeah.
Oh, you'll be happy to know someone's laughing at the Keith Urban joke.
Okay, see, I mean,
I didn't get it, but work. Favorite gift we've given each other. Well, we've been asked this before. Nick likes to make me like personal. He makes greetings cards, but he does he'll take a movie poster and then change the name.
Mm-hmm.
So an example would be like what?
The last one you got was, instead of faux, you got a card called Ho.
And then he'll make a new story. So he'll take like the basic synopsis of the actual movie and then make it his own. And then he always includes critics like pull quotes that he makes that are funny. And then he always includes the soundtrack. So like the song title and the artist. And that's probably my favorite thing because they always make me laugh.
Well, yeah. It's supposed to be cute.
I don't really give gifts, so I don't know what you would say, to be fair.
You let me go to places that I want to go to.
Oh, I let you.
Yeah. Some people don't do that. You don't? You don't let me?
No, I do.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't stop you. I just don't have to get credit for anything. So,
oh boy,
I'm gonna get emotional thinking about it.
You know, shucking and jiving over here. Stop that.
Oh, hoof and mouth disease. Nick said I'm still here like a threat.
Like COVID.
You need to watch this awful, amazing B movie with Lucinda Dickey called Ninja Domination.
I've seen that, and there's a sex scene with the tomato juice that is disgusting.
Who has sex with tomato juice?
Lucinda Dickey. She pours it on somebody. Gets all in his what's the space called by your clavicle here?
Your sternum? Oh, this spot. Oh, and what is she? She is just sitting there like a pool.
It's really gross. Lucinda Dickey, who of course is from the film Break-In and Break-In 2: Electric Boogaloo.
If I were a guest judge on Drag Race, I'd be like, let me just go through my notes.
Yeah.
I'd be the one to say, like, excuse me, would you remind me what your name is, please? I've only seen you once. I don't know who you are.
You know what I remember from The Saint? With Elizabeth Shue's character, I believe she had a heart problem and she's trying to get to the American embassy, wherever they're at in the end. And it's like she can barely get there because her heart might give out. That's what I remember from that.
I don't always have a surprise in my drink. I usually don't. The surprise is when I choose to drink, because I don't drink like much at all. But every now, do you think I drink a lot? I have wine every night.
What's that meme of that little bear-looking creature looking out?
Anyway, sometimes I'll pour liquor into my soda can and Nick will be like, oh,
it's noon.
It's noon on a Wednesday.
Yeah, because I don't day drink.
You don't like to day drink,
Mm-hmm.
no. But I will day drink. Tequila has low sugar. Tequila, I had one bad experience where I had to be...
Was it a pink flamingo?
Someone's bodyguard had to put me in the trunk of their Rolls Royce and cart me back to my place. And ever since then...
And didn't they put you in a bathtub after that?
And that bodyguard had to carry me into my apartment, throw me in the bathtub, where I vomited all over myself. And I was 19 years old, so never again. But to be fair, like, we've been places where like a margarita sounds good. Like if I see someone with one, or, you know, they'll have like the spicy cucumber. I'll drink tequila that way. And I was with my family recently. Oh, my sister made me go. I was at a family gathering where my sister made a rare appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go to the store to get something. It was a bridal shower where the caterer didn't show up. So my poor mom, because my mom and her sisters were the ones hosting the bridal shower for the person. So they were in a panic. So 3 of us were tasked with going out to find enough food for all of these people. But my sister was like, well, since you're out, could you pick me up some? And she had a very specific brand of tequila she wanted. So she made me do a shot. And that was what, like a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to meet your sister. She sounds like a hoot.
Oh yeah, together they're a lot of fun.
We're very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's funnier and more difficult.
You're both difficult. And then I'm difficult, so then it's just a lot of difficult.
And her husband's difficult.
All difficult people.
But everyone's fun to be around.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Kilmer was Doc Holliday. You're a daisy if you do. Yeah, that's a signature Kilmer performance.
Thank you for the entertainment for the evening. Much love. Where are you located? What time is it?
A curriculum on film and literature. Oh, you know what? If I did the curriculum would be fun. I can say that. It'd be fun. It'd be grueling.
I would not recommend taking a class from Nick at all. I think that you would be fun doing like a weekly film.
Like a guest lecturer.
No, well, or like you present a film and you talk about it for a little bit, and then maybe after you talk about it for a little bit. But I think you'd be good at that. Sing it, Nick. I taste just like candy. Oh, poor Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
What happened to Ann Miller?
Penelope? Well, she's in stuff now. I just saw her. She's in Birth of a Nation. That was several years ago. Oh, yeah. As I was talking about, that's why I knew I got 7 Days in May wrong. The plot I was talking about was On the Beach with Gregory Peck and Ava Gardner.
The face I make when I suddenly remember something. I surprise myself. And then everything has to stop so I can get it out. On the Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you like Sea of Love with Al Pacino?
Love it. Oh, Ellen Barkin.
Oh.
That scene where they're trying to, because he's undercover, somebody's killing these men, and he goes undercover like as a Lonely Hearts type looking to meet women. And there's this old lady he meets because they know the killer's a woman. And she She stays behind. I still remember the look on this woman's face because she stays behind to see him meeting other women. She's so crestfallen. You also see Al Pacino's butt in that film, which is, I'll just say, interesting. But yeah, Ellen Barkin, that's a great film.
Joseph, you're a mess. Thank you. The sink looks clean to me.
It's clean. It is. Joan, as I've said it before, I'll say it again. You're very Joan Crawford in that way. It's not you, it's the dirt. Very, very particular.
Are you excited about The Color Purple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen the musical on stage, so I'm excited to see this musical version. I'm not excited to rewatch the Spielberg film, which as a completist I will before we see the new one. But yeah.
You haven't seen the Spielberg film?
I have, but I don't want to rewatch it again. It's torture. Like, it's hard to watch. Like, that's going to just be the night where we watch The Color Purple.
What's the criteria to making it on the fridge? You know, all the magnets that are on the fridge, like most of them, we got
years ago,
like 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then there are a few like like when you go to holiday parties and they'll have the photo booth, we have a few of those. But the fridge decor has been around for a very long time. We don't really add to it.
No.
You have 2 free movie tickets on there.
I do.
But we rarely have to pay for movies. So you like, because we have free movie tickets. I also have that did you forget we have that Fandango?
I think I won bingo at Hamburger Mary's.
Yeah, but we don't ever really need them. So then it's like Tyler Perry's making Acrimony 2 on the island.
Ooh. Well, it's all as Taraji told us, it filmed in 7 days. So
someone's watching us from Austria. That's cool.
I have never been to Austria. I've always wanted to go to Vienna.
I think I would like it there.
Austrian literature, excellent. Well, Austrian filmmakers too.
Did we watch the full Jada interview? No, and we should. We probably need to watch it before we record tomorrow.
I feel like I just need to keep her name out of my mouth. I've said it too many times.
Did you see the first images of Angelina Jolie as Maria Callas?
Yes.
Pablo
Loren.
I think she looks too like well preserved, but
it makes me want to rewatch Pasolini's Medea with Callas.
Did I just see Joseph show Nick affection? That was the shadiest pat on the head. We're so cute. What's a nice pat on the head look like? Oh, he's like the cat.
Yeah. My brain's just scrambled. But yeah, Joseph's not very affectionate, so take what I can get. Oh, Guillermo del Toro, Planet of the Apes. Yeah, del Toro doing any creature feature. I haven't watched the Tim Burton version in years.
Would we try restaurants in Long Beach? Yeah.
Yeah, we've driven to Long Beach. I mean, randomly we went to Volcanoes, which is the chain. I don't know why we went there.
I like Long Beach.
Oh, we went to some Thai restaurant.
On Broadway by the gay bars, there's like a Thai restaurant. We went to 2 Thai restaurants on Broadway that are like on opposite. Yeah. Well, someone wants to take us to dinner in Long Beach, I guess. I don't know. Oh, someone's disappointed they didn't hear the intro where I say you're live. And then you give a sour response.
Sour?
Oh, someone loves when I get tickled. The shade you both give. Well, Nick is shady.
I am?
Yes.
No.
I'm not being shady. I'm just being Miley. But you are being shady. You're very difficult.
Do you want me to be easy?
Yes. I've said like a million times, could you be easy?
No, because easy be boring. You want a nuts and berries person?
Easy be boring.
That Patrice O'Neill bit about how it's easy to catch a white woman because you meet him with some nuts and berries.
2 cruises ago being a measurement of time for Joseph is so funny. I love you two so much because the love you guys have for each other is so rare to see in today's world. You two are the best. Love your reviews. Always a treat to see you live. That's very sweet.
That is very sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, BMCK had me thinking Michael York had died.
Yeah.
I was so sad because I was looking him up because I was trying to get information on his condition. Joseph likes to digest things that he reads. It's fine. He's older. Cut him some slack, Nick.
Oh, he gets the slack gets cut. The slack gets cut. Let me tell you.
What would you make if A24 gave you a decent budget for a movie?
The script I'm writing.
Yeah, that would.
Or the one I finished that didn't get made.
Yeah, that would work. I have a story. I have a couple stories in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't write them, but.
Oh, is Mr. York getting plastic surgery?
Spoons and toilet paper. Weren't they throwing spoons and toilet paper at the thing for Rocky Horror?
That's a regular thing. Toast is a common thing thrown at those too. I think the spoons you're thinking of The Room.
Oh, I'm thinking of The Room. We went to a live viewing of a Tommy Wiseau, whatever. Yeah, Suzanne Summers passed. We talk about her in tomorrow's podcast. When I was 30, I got my ear pierced because I was old, but now I'm like really old. I would need to pierce a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I would like more tattoos before I would get like an ear piercing.
Yeah, I still need to get my Sigourney Weaver tattoo. Shock Treatment. I just pulled out the copy of Shock Treatment, which is this sequel to Rocky Horror with featuring Brad and Janet, although not played by the same people. I think Jessica Harper. But yeah, I have it sitting in a little pile over there.
The first drawing made Dick look terrible. So glad y'all got a new drawing. Yeah, it wasn't the best.
But now here we are.
We're such an attractive couple. Makes me wish gay couples could have babies because those kids would be adorable.
Our child would have so many issues because we'd probably both treat the child like they're stupid in different ways.
Well, look at the cat. She's crazy.
She's talkative.
Our cat's very talkative because she hears us shouting all the time. There's nothing but not yelling, like fighting per se, but just like nonstop talking.
There's a lot of talking in this house, yeah.
So she talks all the time.
But the child,
and she's very pushy.
Speaking about a curriculum, if I had a kid, there would be probably a curriculum. Like you're going to watch all of Ingmar Bergman's before you're 12. You're going to the Dickens collection.
My Own Private Glory Hole.
I could rewatch My Own Private Idaho. Daughters of Darkness is fantastic. Delphine Seyrig, beautiful.
Does Wild Things qualify as a gay movie?
Yes. That freeway.
Blue Bottom Top. What is the name of that movie? I won't be able to find it.
Blue sequin in a feather cap, something like that.
Yeah, I can't. Because the person who directed it reached out to us.
They did?
Yeah.
To say,
thank
stop,
you.
Cease and desist.
Yeah. No, like, thank you. Because we said we liked it.
We met the director of Barbarian the other day.
Yeah, the director of Barbarian. He might be watching because he recognized us. Like, he tapped you.
Like, thank God I gave your film a glowing review.
Yeah, and I didn't watch it. In the review for Barbarian, it's just you reviewing it. Have we reviewed Victor Victoria?
No, and I've only seen it once. You know, I think Julie was married to Blake Edwards, directed that. But I've also never seen the original German version, I think from the 30s, but I have that on Blu-ray as well. And I've been wanting to watch that and then rewatch Victor Victoria.
Blue bonnet on it.
Isn't that the commercial? Everybody puts blue bonnet on.
Oh, butter?
Yeah, it's margarine.
Margarine.
It's not butter.
It's not butter. Okay. We can do a live watch party streaming it on Discord. Okay, so I have to learn what Discord is. Was that the German film where the vampires were in a lesbian cult dancing in the basement?
I think it's Belgian, technically. Harry Hummel or Lummel.
Oh, you can stream a watch party on YouTube. Well, first I need to find, if someone wants to share a link of an example of a watch party, and then I can see if that's something I could do. Yeah, I'm concerned that I wouldn't be very interesting watching a movie and talking over it, especially because I love MST3K and riff tracks, that I would just sound stupid trying to do that.
Well, I think they watched ahead of time and kind of come up with the beats they want too.
Oh, so I have to watch the movie twice?
Well, you did that for your Bad Gay Movies podcast.
I know. I was so nervous that I wouldn't be able to but I watched the movie twice. Nick says the name Archibald Leach. Then Joseph asks, what movie is that? Doesn't that sound like a movie?
Archie Leach. Yeah, it sounds like life-size Robin Leach.
What are our Halloween plans? Well, we're going to do a live review Halloween day, like in the afternoon. Yeah. And then in the evening, well, it's a Tuesday. So that's kind of...
Yeah, I don't know. See something.
If we get invited to do something official, I would do it. Perhaps. I'm not going to wear a costume, but it is so hilarious when we get a peek inside Nick and Joseph's relationship. It's clear y'all know each other like the back of your hand, even though you try and act brand new at times. That's Nick trying to act brand new, not me.
I don't act new.
Well, you're slick.
Oh.
I think you think I'm not going to remember something.
I mean, that's the whiteness. That's how we were taught.
Well, so I'm constantly on edge.
You're on edge.
Right? I'm like those shaky dogs all the time. That's why I'm always tired, because my heart rate is up all day. Oh God, when Nicki Minaj told Heidi in Closet she hated her makeup and her hair. That was bad. I love... And she's trying to say, oh my God. Wine every night. Well, I don't think that's you wouldn't say I have a drinking problem.
No. You try to gaslight me all the time and say I do when I drink the same amount.
No, you do not drink the same amount I do. You drink at least triple what I drink.
Triple?
Yeah.
Nah. No.
How much more alcohol do you drink than me?
Maybe 2 glasses.
No, I mean like a percentage.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm saying like 200% more.
No. That's why I get the box. You can't measure.
So that is a symptom of alcoholism when you're being sneaky. You're being deceptive.
No.
You drink more than I do.
Sure.
Okay.
Nominally. It's nominal.
But see how you started by saying that you don't, but you know that you do. This is what I'm talking about. You try to gaslight the world.
Sure.
I have wine every night as a short. Could someone please timestamp that? I don't drink a lot, but I have wine every night. Like in Italy and France, that you like having wine with dinner every night is no big deal.
That's true. It's good for your heart, but in moderation, which means probably not more than 2 glasses.
Oh, I have like 6 ounces. It's not, maybe on the weekends, like Friday night, Saturday night, I'll have like maybe 2 glasses. And then if I go out, I usually drink beer or like a White Claw situation, or I like Truly, and I usually won't have more than 2. If I have 3, I'm feeling good. I rarely drink except my daily wine. Why did I say that? Okay. We have plans. You're both difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my spot. Oh God, there's a lot. Okay. The first time I saw your channel is when you were first starting. You reviewed the movie Loose. And then we had that live. Oh no, we made a video about the 5,000 subscribers. And look at us now.
Loose is good. Octavia, once again, well, she's got what, 3 Oscar nods, but she should have been nominated for that.
Is Black Girl in West Virginia a movie, or are you a Black girl in West Virginia? Which is so funny. Someone I know moved to West Virginia. Someone whose hair I used to do, he and his husband decided to move there during the pandemic. And they bought like an entire building in this small town, like in downtown, like the corner building that has like storefronts, apartments, and they fixed it up and they live there now. But what they paid for that is like, you couldn't even buy like a 1-bedroom condo in LA. So that's why they moved. But then they say like, wow, their attitude about it's like, well, we live in West Virginia. Mm-hmm. I'm sure for them it's harder than, other people. Love how these live streams are mostly them reading our belligerent comments and I like reading the comments. This is fun to me.
It's amusing, yes.
The one thing I love is Nick turning me on to films I never would have heard of. Have you seen Start the Revolution Without Me?
I have not. But see, that's the whole point. Like, that's the point of conversing about film, is there's always something to learn. Like,
okay. Nick, is your sister a good time? I really like Nick's sister.
Yeah.
She's smart and funny.
She's a lot like me, but she's 6 years younger, and I had a heavy influence on some transitional stages in her life.
Well, she's like you, like she's smart and well-read and she likes movies. She's not nearly as difficult as you are. Yeah.
Well, that's probably my masculine privilege, but yes.
I think Joseph is affectionate. He's just not affectionate in the touchy way. You can see the affection between you two and the glances and the smiles and the looks. So someone thinks so, not Nick though.
Okay, and what did I say? I'm still here, so there are needs being met.
Nuts and berries. What's the theme for the next live chat? The Halloween live chat will be.
I think you should call it second verse, same as the first.
I was going to call it second time around.
Oh, well,
but now you want to call it what?
Second verse, same as the first, which is from the Henry VIII song.
Henry VIII, the King of England, made a song?
No, there's a song about him.
Oh.
Patrick Swayze singing it in Ghosts.
The theme is second verse, same as the first, I guess. And it's going to be like, I haven't fully fleshed out the selections, but Friday the 13th, Part 2, Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2, Halloween 2. Those are the three for sure.
Scream 2?
Scream 2? Okay. And then what's the fifth one? Insidious 2?
Just not Saw 2. I'm not.
No, you don't want to do Saw 2. That's fine.
I don't want to risk having to rewatch that.
Yeah.
Right now. Oh, Michael Sarrazin died. I've wanted for years for you to watch They Shoot Horses, Don't They? My favorite Jane Fonda.
Yeah, those Thai restaurants on Broadway were not the best I've had. But I was glad they were there when we needed them.
We did.
Because we were house hunting in Long Beach a while ago, which obviously we didn't pull that trigger. But that's when that's when we ate at those restaurants, I think. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at that place in the Masonic Temple.
Oh, I loved that loft so much. But I think I would have loved to live there, but I think living in Long Beach would have been a very different life.
I would have been leaving it a lot. Mm-hmm. God, I haven't watched Big Fish since it came out. I'm quite a big Jessica Lange fan too. Even talking about difficult people.
I don't think we would be garbage parents.
No, I
think our kid would be interesting.
They would.
They'd have a mouth on them.
Mm-hmm.
Would I homeschool my kid? Probably.
I mean, I would be like Lydia Tarr. I feel like I'd be the parent to show up at school and do things like that.
I would definitely like homeschool the kid and then have them do stuff with me. Like I want them to learn about money, like all the things, like come to work, see what work is like, a schedule, go grocery shopping, plan meals for the week, go to the gym, like do all the things, and then still have to study and
know how to write a thesis statement.
Yeah, I would definitely like make the kid kind of be an adult, which I don't know if that's good parenting, but
yeah, Preparation for a world that might end by the time they're our age.
They would have a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we really need to wrap up. See you next Tuesday. I like saying that a lot.
God, I was just thinking about Lost Souls with Winona Ryder. And is it Ben Chaplin?
That's what white people were taught.
It's true.
I drink a little wine every day too. It is a fruit. It's like that cranberry juice with no sugar in it. Thank you, BMCK.
Mm-hmm.
We reviewed a movie called The Tank.
We did.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Well, you enjoyed the review more than the movie. Thank you.
Yeah, that movie's not good.
I'm glad. Gaslight the World is the title of Nick's script.
A drama in 5 parts.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
There you go.
That, you know what? Can you remember these? Are you going to write them down?
I can remember that.
So what are the 5?
Child's Play 2, Phantasm 2. Those are good. Those
actually, yeah. Scratch Scream 2 and put Child's Play 2 and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
I will remember.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Not Phantasm 2, huh?
What are they?
Child's Play 2 and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
And what are the other 3?
Those are the 2 you asked me to remember. So you already have the other ones down.
This attitude.
Wow.
Not Lydia Tarr.
I mean, she's very aspirational.
Yeah, our kid's gonna have a little Credit Karma account. They're gonna learn about. We're gonna put a lot of stuff in the kid's name to build credit. All of the bills are gonna be in the kid's name, and we're gonna start an LLC. And I don't know what business it's gonna be, but yeah, that kid's gonna have it going on. Have we considered doing Vlogmas this year? What's Vlogmas?
I don't know what that is.
I'm just waiting for someone to tell me what Vlogmas is. Okay, well, we have dinner plans, so I have to get dolled up because our reservation is at 5.
Our appointment with death.
Vlogmas is for the straights. Vlogmas is posting every day until Christmas.
Ah.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, what would that be like? Like Nick on the couch screaming?
Again, it's like...
Do y'all want to see that? We recording you screaming?
Do you want me to be boring? I mean, it's like you want me to... You lobotomize me like Francis Farmer, so I...
It'd be nice to know what it's like to live in a calm house.
The world is not a calm place. I don't know why we shouldn't be discussing it. But
all right, but I think we're done. Thank you for watching. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Not at this time.
Oh, ta-ta.